Good work. Keep it up.
My name's Kunal Gandhi, and I'm the founder and CEO of Simple. So Simple is an AI personal trainer that analyzes your exercise form and gives you real-time feedback through your headphones or through your phone speaker. And it can look at the angles between the joints of your body and then interpret those angles to give you specific exercises to improve your neuromuscular patterns. We always had ideas about what we envisioned Simple to be, but in order to bring it to life, we had to come up with drawings and designs and different interfaces. So Jay and I had some initial ideas, but I think one of the big game changers for the development of the interface of the app was Nick. He came in learning Adobe and learning Photoshop and all those kinds of softwares to help us come up with the initial design for the app, which was really helpful. And Jay really led the initiative there. Like, Jay's still really crushing it, and without them too, we don't have an app.
Begin. Great form. 5 more. Keep your neck straight. Last one. Make it count.
So that really brings us into why we're doing this. I guess from a young age, I always watched my grandmother take care of my grandfather. My grandfather's 6'4", maybe like 240. My grandmother's 5'3", much smaller, but she would lift him up to take him to go to the bathroom because he had a stroke. He had paralysis on his right side, so that kind of had forced other people to have to take care of him. Fast forwarding through middle school and high school, beginning of high school, my freshman year, my mom had a stroke, and I was 14 at the time. So then I had to watch, my grandmother take care of my grandfather and take care of my mom. So we thought that, the days of like having my grandmother take care of people in a wheelchair were over. But it just happened that it was one wheelchair after another, and it's just like, it's crazy.
From the family where my dad was handicapped from, when he was 62, became paralyzed. Then he saw, Bijal, his mom, go through this whole thing where she became paralyzed, and none of us, neither of them are related. So that, along with his injury in his back, kind of drove him to define and figure out, okay, where is it that people can be helped in making sure that they do things right, and so that continue to exercise, number one, but do it correctly.
I wouldn't want any child to go through what Kunal went through.
I went through a lot of pain, seeing my mother and grandfather suffering so much. So I would go to the gym to distract myself and also to try to prevent these things from happening to me. But I wasn't stretching, I wasn't doing rehabilitation work like mobility, working on the small muscle groups. So eventually over time, I built these muscular imbalances that caused, in August of 2017, a pop in my back, and I herniated the disc at L5S1. So to this day, it's still affecting me. In October of 2020, I had back surgery, which went well, but during the recovery process, I was struggling to figure out the right exercises, the right form, everything I needed to do to recover as quickly as possible. So I was pretty much on my own, and it was really frustrating.
I guess that was one of our mistakes, I would say, that we didn't get him a trainer or someone monitoring him or something monitoring him.
And what was even more frustrating was coming to the realization that my injury was completely preventable if something like Simple had existed. So we went out and built it.